Talofa lava, this is Pacific Waves from RNZ Pacific. I'm Susana Suisuiki. Coming up,
2024 was almost half a degree warmer.
The hottest year on record for the Southwest Pacific, also aid organisations helping farmers in PNG, and
I feel like it's connected with the daily routine of Samoan life or Pacifica life.
corporate companies adopt cultural attires. A new World Meteorological Organization report says 2024 was the hottest year on record for the Southwest Pacific. The State of the Climate report says last year, marine heat waves stretched 5 times the size of Australia, and a glacier in West Papua could be gone as early as next year. Caleb Fotheringham has more.
Lead author Thea Turkington says most of the region experienced above average temperatures in 2024, with the only exceptions being patches over the ocean to the southwest of New Zealand and south of French Polynesia.
Compared to the recent average temperature over the period 1991 to 2020, 2024 was almost half a degree warmer.
She says a tropical glacier in West Papua is nearing extinction.
Based on the findings from the satellite data, there's been a reduction of the ice area by about 30 to 50%. And unfortunately, if this rate of loss continues, this glacier could be gone by 2026 or shortly thereafter.
World Meteorological Organization Director for the region, Ben Churchill, says the report's unprecedented findings were shocking.
We keep talking about things that we've never seen before, and this just continues that trend.
The Philippines had an exceptional cyclone season with 12 storms, doubling from the normal 5 or 6. Early estimates place the cost of the damage at about $430 million. Mr. Churchill says while the Philippines will likely bounce back, Pacific Island nations with smaller economies would likely struggle in a similar situation.
It's an alarming report, but it is really, again, a wake-up call for stronger climate action. And really what we want to see is that this report is spread far and wide.
Sea surface temperatures in the Southwest Pacific were also the hottest on record. Another lead author, Blair Trewin, says most of the region experienced a severe marine heatwave at some point during last year.
Sea surface temperatures reached record highs in 2024 by a substantial margin, and part of that is the result of the El Nino event that finished in 2024. But a large part of it relates to the background warming trend.
Sea level rise across the region exceeds the global average. It's a threat particularly to Pacific Islands, where more than half the population live within 500 metres of the coast.
Partly a result of ocean waters in this region in general having seen stronger warming than the global average. That increase in sea level has been reflected in an increase in the frequency of coastal flooding and inundation in various parts of the region.
Mr. Churchill wants policymakers and decision makers to take the report seriously.
For many years, the European Union, through its EU Straits or Support to Rural Development, Entrepreneurship, Investment and Trade programme, has been helping farmers in isolated areas to improve production and sales. One of the most recent campaigns has been in the district of Maka in West Sepik, where the programme, funded by the EU and carried out by a bevy of UN agencies, has been helping cocoa and vanilla farmers. A senior agricultural officer with the Food and Agriculture Organisation, or FAO, Dr. Rabi Raseli, told Don Wiseman about the sort of work they've been doing over the past 5 years.
The cocoa and vanilla is mainly for the export commodities, export markets, international markets, and maybe few here in a country for semi-processing. But for fisheries is mainly targeting or working towards the nutrition aspect. How we can mitigate the chronic stunting, especially in the East and West Sepik. So for fisheries, we are working only for the aquaculture, riverine, and the coastal fisheries, not the marine. So these are the 3 value chains that we are working in component 1, under component 1. The second one, it is more on the enabling environment. So all the other interventions which will complement to these value chains to improve the value chain. Like, for example, I mentioned earlier the ILO, so who are responsible for improving the infrastructures. That includes the road infrastructures, the feeder roads, or the district roads, or the provincial roads, that connect to the market, especially for the cocoa, and also, of course, for the other reasons, for vanilla and others, for safety and security and other issues are there. So they are supporting these cocoa farmers or the value chain farmers on access to market through the infrastructure development. But not only the road, but we also work on the waterways, because many farmers are along the Sepik rivers or the other side of the Sepik rivers and its tributaries. So where they can bring their commodities via dinghies or canoes or banana boats, motorboats. So for that also they work. And also in addition to that, they also focus on the airstrip, the rural airstrip, where the farmers can bring their products as well as, of course, supports to their medical emergencies and other social benefits.
Let's start with roading systems then. These are areas where essentially there were no roads, were there?
Yes, there were roads, but all were in bad conditions, not motorable, just like, let me say, as a bush track. So these all enabling environments, like for example, the roads, like those are the bush tracks. There were already some kind of road sections there under the Provincial Administration Division of Works. They were there, but it was not functional. That was not a motorable road. So they are improving this.
How many roads have you built? And are they sealed roads?
No, it is not a sealed road. It's a gravel road. And also I think it's around 13 roads. 13 roads are building across the east and west Sepik.
One of the big problems in the area is the huge amount of rain it gets. And we know the impact of rain on roads, on dirt roads or metal roads, can be catastrophic, can't it? Can wash them away. So who's responsible for the ongoing maintenance?
That's what the ILO is working together with the Provincial Division of Work closely. There are two methods that they are working on. One, we call it the rehabilitation of the roads, and other one is they are looking it into the maintenance of that road through, they call it RMGs, Road Maintenance Group, are formed along that roads. So they are taking care or maintaining those roads.
Let's talk about the value chains in which you yourself are involved. Let's go with cocoa, because cocoa has been such a huge thing in Papua New Guinea over this past year, hasn't it?
Yes, that's true.
So what have you been doing in terms of improving the value chain?
Our program we started in 2020. We're starting from the production level to processing and also to marketing and linkages and also semi-processing. So starting from the capacity building, 2 to 3 years, we were focused mainly on the capacity building, on better productions. The cocoa pod borer infestation was huge in Papua New Guinea and also I think in many other Pacific countries. So with that, the Cocoa Board had recommended, or have been after many years of research, recommended the 18 varieties of clone seedlings that are tolerant to CPV, and that's what we were promoting. And together with Cocoa Board and the Division of Agriculture and Livestock at the provincial level, so we were promoting these technologies of budding or cloning, or we call it propagations of these seedlings, cocoa seedlings, to have it to replace their old blocks which are infested by the CPV with these new clone seedlings.
So what was the degree of take-up among the farmers? Did they all take on these new seedlings?
Yes, they are taking all the new seedlings. They are now replacing their old blocks. But of course, the vast area of Sepik is huge on the rehabilitation of these cocoa blocks. So by program, we have already distributed around 3 million seedlings, cocoa pod borer or CPV tolerant seedlings that we have distributed, around 3 million. And we are working with 351 groups across all the districts of East and West Sepik. So we have trained around 10,000 farmers on how to do this. And not only that, we have also supported them on the establishment of nursery and birdwood gardens. That is where they can get the bud sticks to clone their seedlings, the rootstocks. So that's how we are doing it, so that it is easily accessible for the farmers at the remote areas.
This high price that there is for cocoa around the world, are the people that you've been working with, are they ready yet to benefit from that?
yes, what we have seen now is really benefit is coming up. Like, for example, of course, one of the factors mainly, of course, what we know is that it's like the cocoa price is record high. And that is, of course, number one, it was really a motivation, of course, I should say, so the farmers to have this global price rise, and they are benefiting it. And another one is that the seedlings that we distributed in 2020 and 2021 and 2022 are already starting the productions. The first harvest or second harvest or third harvest is not at peak, but it's already the production is coming, figure is coming up.
Aotearoa's corporate world is experiencing a cultural shift as traditional Pacific attire such as the iwhaitanga for men and politasi for women are becoming a regular part of the professional dress code. Instead of just being worn during special events, the garments are now being reflected culturally, where companies like Air New Zealand, Kiwi Bank and now ASB Bank are incorporating them. Niwa Folau Joel Amosa, who works at ASB Bank, says introducing the Pasifika uniform is more than just a dress code. It's about representation. And Grace Whivaai has the story.
Samoa e mapopo mai ia e pei o le toloa.
Opera singer and now dad Niwa Folau has been with the company for 10 years. He evolved from wearing suits to feeling comfortable in his own skin and now wear his Samoan best or number ones to work. This led to a shift from the concierge desk to banking advice centres, and 4 years ago he started a role in community banking within schools. He says he is proud of this new initiative.
I feel like it's connected with the daily routine of Samoan life or Pasifika life. You wear your best when you go to work, when you go to church, so it's a big sign of respect. And so I feel very at home to wear Pasifika attire in amongst a corporate environment.
Niwa Folau Soatau, or associate colleague Lani Bunatai, also went through a different path, from being a hairdresser for over 10 years to enjoying life in insurance. She emphasises the importance of feeling comfortable in what you wear, as it helps foster a sense of cultural connection.
Proud, very proud. I think that's what we've been advocating for as a Pasifika committee. So this is what we want, for our people to be comfortable in their own skin and, bringing their whole self to work each day, and I think we've achieved that.
The iwhaitanga is a traditional Samoan garment resembling a wrap skirt, typically worn by men. It wraps around the waist, reaching the knees, and is fastened with a button or tie. The puletasi is a two-piece dress traditionally worn by women in Samoa and other Pacific Islands. It consists of a long skirt, often called a lava, and a matching blouse or jacket. Niwa Folau says the patterns designed on the uniform are of Aotearoa's national flower, the kōwhai.
The picture of the yellow kōwhai flower, which is a traditional New Zealand flower, and it's consistent across the wider ASB corporate wardrobe offer. And so instead of recreating something, we just felt it was nice to be unified. The kōwhai and kapuia is one of our values, and it is unity.
Companies like Air New Zealand have been taking the lead in this space and can resonate with ASB Bank. In a written statement, Air New Zealand Samoa Country Manager Samantha Imo Munif says when Air New Zealand rolled out the uniform, it wasn't about the uniform, but about the visibility of culture in a workplace.
Seeing the iwhaitanga embraced in our Air New Zealand uniform, designed by Emilia Wickstead, is incredibly meaningful. It's more than just a uniform element. It's a visible expression of identity, respect, and cultural inclusion. It has also resonated deeply with our Samoa-based team. The response has been overwhelmingly positive.
AUT Pacific Engagement Manager and Samoan lecturer and cultural expert Lemoa Henry Fesuluwai says it's become more receptive nowadays.
I see now that that's the involvement of where, as a nation, that we're moving to. And it's taken, X amount of years to get to this part where we're looking at the importance of dress code and attire. And, and it's understanding that, that attire in our sense is the formal attire. It's the cultural wear that's widely accepted in our society.
ASB has proudly supported Polyfest for over 40 years. This year celebrates its 50th anniversary. Rosalind Clark, the General Manager for Business Transformation and Customer Engagement, says the uniform recognises Pasifika culture.
We've heard from our customers of Pasifika heritage that when they visit an ASB site and they see our people reflecting traditional Pasifika-inspired dress, it helps our customers feel a greater sense of belonging as well.
That's Pacific Waves for today. For all episodes, head over to rnz.co.nz/Pacific. We're also on Spotify, Apple and iHeartRadio. From myself and the RNZ Pacific team, tō whā sui fua.